Coming up on 5 Minute News. US outbreaks force early reversals on in-person learning. Taliban insists on airlift deadline amid new report of abuses. And no blindsiding, Hochul vows as she takes New York's helm. It's Wednesday, August 25. I'm Anthony Davis. A few weeks into the new school year, growing numbers of US districts have halted in-person learning or switched to hybrid models because of rapidly mounting coronavirus infections. More than 80 school districts or charter networks have closed or delayed in-person classes for at least one entire school in more than a dozen states. Others have sent home whole grade levels or asked half their students to stay home on hybrid schedules. The setbacks in mostly small rural districts that were among the first to return dampen hopes for a sustained, widespread return to classrooms after 2 years of schooling disrupted by the pandemic. In Georgia, where in-person classes are on hold in more than 20 districts that started the school year without mask requirements, some superintendents say the virus appeared to be spreading in schools before they sent students home. More than 1 of every 100 school-age children has tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 2 weeks in Georgia, according to state health data published on Friday. Children aged 5 to 17 are currently more likely to test positive for COVID-19 than adults. In some cases, experts say the reversals reflect a careless approach among districts that acted as if the pandemic was basically over. The Taliban warned on Tuesday that the US airlift from Afghanistan must end on August 31st, ramping up pressure on an already chaotic evacuation as new reports of rights abuses fueled concern about the fate of thousands of people still trying to flee the country. A senior US official said President Joe Biden is also committed to the deadline, though European leaders had pressed for more time. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the group of 7 nations will not recognise a Taliban government unless the group guarantees people can leave the country if they wish, both before and after the August deadline, but appears to have failed in negotiation. The announcement set the stage for a chaotic endgame a day after the CIA director met with a top Taliban leader in Kabul. The extraordinary meeting reflected the gravity of the crisis and America's need to coordinate with the Taliban as it struggles to end a 2-decade war against them. A Taliban spokesman told a news conference the US must stick to its self-imposed deadline for withdrawing all troops, saying after that, "We won't let Afghans be taken out" on evacuation flights. He also said the Taliban would bar Afghans from accessing roads leading to the airport, while allowing foreigners to pass through in order to prevent large crowds from massing outside the facility. For now, the US military controls Afghanistan's airspace and the military side of the Kabul airport, where American and other NATO troops are helping people board evacuation planes. There have been no commercial flights in or out since August 16, the day after the capital fell to the Taliban, capping their rapid takeover of the country. About 21,600 people were flown out in the 24-hour period that ended early Tuesday, the White House said, reflecting a significant increase as the airlift accelerates. Kathy Hochul became the first female governor of New York on Tuesday, vowing to bring new energy and urgency to solving immense challenges, as she took over an administration criticized for inaction during Andrew Cuomo's distracted final months in office. At the ceremonial swearing-in on Tuesday morning at the New York State Capitol, Hochul promised a fresh, collaborative approach in state government. "I want people to believe in their government again. It's important to me that people have faith," she said. She noted that she'd already begun speaking with other Democratic leaders who have, for years, complained about being shut out of key decisions and bullied by former Governor Andrew Cuomo, as well as New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. "There'll be no blindsiding. There'll just be full cooperation," Hochul said. She also thanked her big Irish Catholic family, including her 2 children and husband of over 30 years. Hochul, her daughter and daughter-in-law, wore white to honour suffragists who fought for voting rights. Over the next few months, Hochul, who was a little-known figure as Lieutenant Governor, will have an opportunity to reshape the way power works in Albany, where Cuomo dominated decision-making for years before being felled in a sexual harassment scandal. For generations, it's been said that all of the real decisions in the state government were made by 3 men in a room, the governor and the leaders of the state Senate and Assembly. Now, for the first time in state history, 2 of those 3, Hochul and Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins, are women. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.